Hello everyone! Today I will talk about all the books I have read in January and February because I couldn't get to it in January. Anyway, so the first book is The Darkest Minds by Alexander Bracken, which is about I think a futuristic kind of life where there is this disease thrown into the world. I don't know exactly how, although I read the book. But there's a disease and half of the children die and the other half get special abilities and they are divided into colors. Enter Ruby. She is an orange and she tries to hide because she thinks they get killed. So she pretends to be a green. And then her story goes on. I think that's the most important thing that I said. What did I think about this book? I thought it was kinda interesting, this new world. I want special abilities too. Not that I think the writing was very special. I just like the world though, and Liam and Chubbs. I really like Chubbs, but not especially the writing. Sorry guys. Then I continued my reading history kind of thing with Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Pretty cover. It's about this girl, Kath, who has a twin sister, Ren, and they are going to college. And there's a problem because Ren doesn't want to sleep in one room with Kath, and Kath isn't the girl who makes new friends that easily, so she's a bit scared to go to college without her twin sister Ren. And then she meets these new people and it's just so quirky and dorky, and I really like this book. I didn't like it completely though, because Kath writes fan fiction because she is a huge fan of Simon Snow, which is kind of the Harry Potter in our world. And she writes fan fiction about it. And, well, in this book, after each chapter, you have like a piece out of the book or fan fiction from Kath, which are totally out of the blue actually. They don't have any link with the current story, and I think that I was kinda into the book and then I was thrown out of it and then I was back into it. You can totally read this book without reading the parts of Simon Snow. I think I'd better done that. So just first read the story about Kath and so on, and then go back and read the Simon Snow things, because I liked it, but I didn't like that I was thrown out of the story. I did like it when Kath read her fanfiction to someone else, because that's a totally different feeling. Then it's fitting into the story. So it's a good book, but I didn't like the Simon Snow parts. So I'm not going to fangirl all over her book that is about Simon Snow. Then the next book that I read is huge. Well, not thick. It's just huge because I never read Harry Potter completely, and I'm doing it right now. And now I read Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, which is book number 6. So I still need to read one book. Yes. And then for the first time I'm very excited about Harry Potter, because the first time I tried it I wasn't really getting into it. I'm very dramatic about it, I think, but I feel like I missed something in my life, and now I'm getting it back. I didn't like the fifth book though. Harry was such a drama queen in the fifth book, and so I wasn't really looking forward to the sixth book. But then I read it and I'm like, whoa! We all know J.K. Rowling's writing is very good and the world building is splendid, and I really adored this book. I think after The Goblet of Fire it is my favorite right now. We'll see after the seventh book which one is my favorite. But yeah, I liked it. So the fourth book of this month is something that I should have read a long time ago too. It is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. And it's about this girl who goes to the club with her best friend, and there she sees a guy being murdered by 3 youngsters, and she gets hysterical, and well, they try to calm her down because they don't want other people to notice it, but yeah, they are being secret about it, what they are, because they aren't what they seem to be. And well, this book was great, really great. I liked the humor in it, Jace, woo! And there are a lot of plot twists in this book. Some of it I already predicted, but although I predicted it, I still enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. It was so good, and same as for Harry Potter. I can't believe that I didn't start this earlier. And yeah, I adore it. I adore Alex, I adore Isabel, I adore Jace. It's just fantastic. And most of all, my favorite character was actually Isabel. Although she's the kind of a bitch, but I liked her the most. And the humor of Jace. So the fifth book that I read isn't actually a book, it's a novella. I read The Guard from the Selection series, which is a series that I am totally fangirling about. I know there are a lot of people who think it's just meh, but I am totally freaking out about this series, okay? And my most anticipated book of this year is The Heir, which is the fourth book. So for those who don't know the Selection series, it's about this girl who gets into a contest to win over the prince's heart. And she needs to win. Well, there are like 35 girls and she needs to win. She just needs to win. Because she's poor and princes and princesses are rich. It's just Maxim, okay? It's all about the Maxim. Most of the time I don't read a novella, so this is new to me, this fangirling thing. The novella that I read is The Guard, which is the point of view from America's boyfriend before she started the selection, because something interesting happens in the second book, and you can follow the second book through his eyes, and well, it wasn't what I expected it to be. I expected something more of what the boyfriend Aspen did after he let go of America. So I wasn't getting what I wanted. But still, I liked it because I'm just a fangirl. So the sixth book this month is Never Fade, which is the second book in the Darkest Minds trilogy. I talked about the Darkest Minds earlier in this video. What am I going to say about this book? I think I'm going to disappoint you because I really didn't like this book. It was confusing, it was slow. Yeah, there's nothing more that I can say. I really needed to concentrate on what was written down there. I normally don't have that problem. I was very confused at the beginning because there was a prologue and then there was the first chapter, but the prologue should be here, and then after the first chapter there was a second chapter. You know, even my explanation is confusing. And I gave it 2 stars, although I didn't like it that much. Because I liked a new character, Cole, which is the brother of Liam, and yeah, there's nothing more that I can say. Was just too slow for me, and I am going to read In the Afterlight, which is the final book in the trilogy, because I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. So I'm going to give it a shot. The 7th book this year is another one that I am very excited about because it's Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters, which is the 2nd book in Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Yeah, it's just so cool. Percy is just so funny. He keeps funny because in the 1st book he was also funny. And then, you know, his half-brother is just so cool. I think he's just adorable. And yeah, this book was just, I read it in one day, I guess, because it was so fluently, other than Never Fade, which I was reading for like 14 days or 3 weeks, I think 3 weeks, which is rather long for me. So Percy Jackson and Sea of Monsters, I read it in 1 or 2 days or something, and yeah, I loved it. And then we are getting to the final book, which at the moment isn't really complete. I still need to do like 20 pages or something. And it is White Oleander by Janet Fitch. It isn't a young adult book. It's for adults. And it's about this girl, Astrid, who has a mother, Ingrid. And Ingrid is a woman who has her own rules about her life, and most certainly about guys. And one guy slips into her heart and breaks it, and Ingrid kills him. She kills her own boyfriend, and she gets thrown into jail, which is normal, of course. But Astrid is left alone, and she needs to go to foster families, which aren't better for her in any way. And it's just, the feels in this book are just, I can't handle it. And I also am reading this book for 2 weeks now, but it's just, it isn't because it's too slow, it's just because I can't handle all the feels. It's just, yeah, too much. You know, most people cry with The Fault in Our Stars. I didn't, but I did cry with this book. It's just so mind-blowing. It's just, I can't believe that, well, I can believe that there are people who have such bad lives in their family. But it's just too much for me, because I can't even explain why. It's just too much. And, you know, the setting, the writing is so poetry-like. It's amazing. It's tough. It's a tough book, but the writing is so amazing, and mentally it's just so hard, but I like this book very much. I think it's great. It's just great. And I can't wait for those final 20 pages to be over, because then I can read something lighter, because now it's just too much for my mind. I like it, I love it, but it's just so much to handle. That is what I wanted to show you guys for today. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you like this. So bye!